In April 1975, the Communist Party of Cambodia, otherwise known as the Khmer Rouge, took control of Cambodia. The Khmer Rouge came into power in Cambodia and ruled the country until 1979. The Khmer Rouge came into power through the Vietnam War when Cambodia was weak. They came through means of secret leaders and hidden negotiations, and no one in the government even knew about the existence of this community party until 1977. By then it was too late. The rise of the Khmer Rouge started in the 1940s when Cambodia was struggling against the French colonization and the Indochina War was forming. Over the next 20 years, Cambodia became weak, and the Khmer Rouge took the chance to plant their roots and take control. In March 1970, the leader of Cambodia, Prince Sihanouk, betrayed Cambodia and gained an alliance with the Khmer Rouge. From January to August 1973, the Khmer Republic government dropped over 500,000 tons of bombs on Cambodia with the assistance of America. With over 300,000 people killed, many family members went to join the Khmer Rouge Revolution. Finally, by April 17, 1975, Cambodia fell under complete control of the Khmer Rouge. Everyone began to be evacuated to the countrysides for agricultural work. Everyone had to leave the cities, even if you were sick, elderly, or just a child. Many people died during the evacuations of the cities. The Khmer Rouge soon made a new society plan. They made a society where everyone was equal. During this time, everyone lost their basic rights. People were not able to have 3 or more people in a group to talk because it was considered as being an enemy. Relationships were not allowed. If you showed any affection or pity, you were killed. The Khmer Rouge believed that only pure people could build a revolution. The military workers, city leaders, and civil servants were killed if the Khmer Rouge believed they were impure. Many of them were killed in nearby fields that soon became known as the killing fields. Impure people were also sent to jail to die of starvation. By the end, 15 to 20% of Cambodia's population was killed. Without giving his name, a man that experienced the Khmer Rouge reign tells his story of the suffering he and his family went through. He began by telling about how he got arrested for picking some mushrooms for his pregnant sister. For several hours in the front of 100 villagers, the Khmer Rouge publicly tortured me. I did not cry, because I was told not to. Then they put me in prison, he said. He continued by saying he finally ran out of lies to tell the prison chief and began pleading for his life. While begging, another prisoner began to beg for his life too. Surprisingly, they let him go for the life of the other man. My experience was a mere footnote to the millions of other Cambodians who suffered and died at the hands of this reign. But it is illustrative and an ongoing struggle to find justice and closure, he ended. In December 1975, Vietnam fought their way to Cambodia. With all the fighting and chaos, many Cambodians fled to Thailand to border refugee camps. Soon more than 100,000 Cambodians were sent to the States. As for the Khmer Rouge, 20 years later they were put to trial by the extraordinary chambers in the courts of Cambodia. Many of their leaders were sentenced 35 years in prison for their crimes against humanity. The Khmer Rouge continued to exist until 1999, when they all died or were arrested, but their legacy continues on.
Cambodia's government is constitutional monarchy and parliamentary representative democracy. Even though that they are not the best place to be at, they are working on it, trying to create peace and political stability. Cambodia supports the freedom of the press, freedom of expressions, and freedom of assembly. The royal government adheres to national sovereignty. To respect the counsels of His Majesty the King, the Cambodians from all walks of life and political backgrounds from every corner of the world must come together to defend their national independence, peace, and prosperity. The king is Norodom Shamma, which is one of the only few elected monarchies, and the prime minister is Hun Sen, and he is in charge of overall execution of national politicals and programs, and is accountable to the National Assembly. The Senate is Shi Sim, and the National Assembly is Samak Heng Samrin. All of this is called the Constituent Assembly, which is now called the National Assembly. The National Assembly creates their sixth constitution on September 24, 1993. The 1993 Constitution was amended in March 1999 to establish the Senate. A new legislative body, the Constitution declares liberty, democracy, and a multi-party system as the foundations of the political regime of the Kingdom of Cambodia. Under the Constitution, the Cambodian people are masters of their own country, possesses all powers, and increases their powers through the National Assembly, Senate, royal government, and judiciary. It also stipulates that the legislative, executive, and judicial branch of government shall be separate. Furthermore, all the Khmer citizens possess the right to establish associations and political parties. The independence of Cambodia comes from France on November 9, 1953, when they signed a peace treaty. Before that, France and Cambodia were going pretty hard at it with war and killing, which was called the Vietnam War, also known as the Second Indonesian War. The war carried out the mass killing campaign. Then followed the invasion of the Khmer Empire, which was destroyed, and then the Republic Kampuchea was created. This gives the government and the people their peaceful independence. Although at the time Cambodia was at war and things were not going their way, things started to look up for them. The government grew strong, and their capital, Phnom Penh, also grew strong and powerful. Some say that if it wasn't for the war, that it wouldn't be the big and powerful country that it is now. It still has some work to do, such as establish peace and prosperity between some world countries, but they are working on it. Cambodia sounds like a place that isn't that cool or awesome, but in fact, some people don't even know that it's even there. But it's very pretty place that has a very stable government. Many people underestimate Cambodia and the potential it holds. It is not a big country, but it's not invisible, and it holds amazing features and could one day be one of the main countries to go to.